and watch the fire in the sky. Well, look at this. This is the refinery across the way. Fire in the sky. What's that song about fire in the sky? Usually you can't see it in the daytime. There's usually just a little bit of fire in the night. And look at all the smoke. That's a cloud factory over there. That's amazing. I wonder why. Oh, now they stopped burning so much. That was a big bunch of smoke. See, it made a whole black cloud. Look, the whole sky is a big black cloud. So how is everybody today? I think that's really amazing how much fire is in there. The big green parrot came again today. It's called an Indian ring-necked parakeet. So I've been trying to draw it. Wow, look at how much fire in the sky. Sorry, it keeps changing. I mean my hand. And it's a Sunday. You wouldn't think that they would be doing too much refining on a Sunday. Oh, and look over there. There's a lot more cloud factory. Oh my goodness, look what's happening over there. All the way along the river. It's a cloud factory. Big cloud there, isn't it? It's not from the refinery. It's just a cloudy day, but this is downstream from the Rhine. I think the Rhine forks in two places downstream. Look at the shimmering. Isn't that beautiful? I love the shimmering water. I wish I could paint it. Have to try harder. Oh, the fire is gone again. It's going back to normal. But we'll wait and see. Maybe something else will happen. Isn't there a song, Fire in the Sky? Oh, it's much darker over there, isn't it? This is quite beautiful along the water. Well, I guess. You know, Lily said that years ago they would come down the river here. I can't remember why, but they would come to Holland. That's right. They would come to Holland and they would go up the river, and all of this was fields. She remembers this area where her house is now. This is her apartment building here. She remembers when she would come by here and it was fields and just countryside on both sides. And now look at it, it's all changed. Nope, fire's gone out. Look at that, we have sunshine. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside in the month of May. It doesn't get cold in May, it gets cold in April. La 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 la. See now, that would be easy to paint, wouldn't it? The green, oh, here comes some parrots. Oh my gosh. They're landing right beside me. Hello. They come to get the scraps that fall on the ground. Let's scraps from the bird feeder. Hello. Those gorgeous colors. Are you looking around me? Am I in your way? Wonder if they would eat from my hand. Good morning, folks that are here. Oh, they saw Lily in the house and they moved out of the way. She has her chicken thawing in the sunshine. I've been drawing. Would you like to see what I drew? I drew this Halsband Parkieten. That was Maslus. That was the basket I made for Marty. Beautiful big basket. And this is the tiny basket I made for Inika. And there were two birds walking past each other today, following each other. Checking to see if it's ready. Look at these beautiful jade plants. Just so many beautiful flowers and things. These were all on the ground. This were some bricks. Hello, Ellen. Good morning. Is it morning there yet? Let me look at and see what my time is. It's 1:15. So it must be 7, 7:15. We're just checking on this fire in the sky, you know. It stopped for now. Just a little flame. You see the little tiny flame on top? Boy, it was huge before. Anyway, so I went down and I gathered those. I think maybe I shouldn't have made them so round. They should have been at more of an angle. And those are my clippers. There were these grasses and little tiny weed plants showing up, and these were the long vines. Oh, it's 6 for you. I love you, Ellen. Thank you for coming and hanging out with me. I tried to draw the dark clouds. It's changed, of course. There was some ships on the water. And I tried to make the river the right color. It's very green. I tried to make it lighter up there. Anyway, it doesn't, I'm not thrilled. And there's the fire in the sky on that one. Oh, hi, Alex and Sandra. Is this Sandra? And there is the Halsband Parkiet. Why isn't it? Oh, that's a shadow on it. So I did a good job because I went very slowly and I watched my line and I watched the bird. But this I took pictures. They were on the railing here, this same railing, and then they went up and they ate from that peanuts. It's very interesting. They pull the peanut bag. He picks it up with his beak and then grabs it with his hand and holds it, his claws. He holds it. Then he picks it up a little again and then he holds it further. And he keeps doing that until it's in very convenient reach. He reaches down and with his big hooked beak, he picks it up. You know, I have to paint this. This is the wrong color, of course. I haven't painted my green. He's a lime green. He's so beautiful. And I just happen to have that color. Let's see if I can come inside and get my stuff out. There's my sweetheart. Daniel just called. We had a nice little visit. He didn't know that Oma Lily grew up in Indonesia and that she was Indonesian until she was 19. And then she came to Holland. That was when in Indonesia got its independence and they kicked all the Europeans out. But she was born there and raised there, and she lived in the jungle surrounded by all kinds of flowering, or all kinds of fruit trees and such. Okay, so let's see if we can color this, shall we? I like it when you're here. Thank you for coming. Okay. I haven't taken the plastic off because it keeps things from falling out. So mostly this bird is this beautiful green. I did a good job drawing him. I'm really pleased. And those are his little feet. His feet were on the railing. He was so smooth. They have such smooth feathers. Of course, it's not looking very smooth right now. It's a very black eye. So I took about 20 pictures of these birds, this one bird. Every time he would change position, I would take a picture of him so that I could later draw him. Okay, now he has an orange beak. Sorry about the shadow. Maybe if I put the shadow so it's there. And then his feet were gray. That's not, it's too thick. And a little bit curved there. There. So, oh, and then he had very dark, beautiful dark black. Little tiny line above his beak. And this is all black here. If you look them up, they're called an Indian ring-necked parakeet. There. Ta-da! Halsbam parkiten. Yay, I did it. So the next one is at an angle. He's leaning forward, so I'll draw him. That's the taxi and a tugboat. Oh, and here comes another tugboat. Oh, look at them in the wake. Isn't that a beautiful wake? Look at that. I just love it here. You know, I could live here. This is not a bad place at all. It's very nice. Looks just like home. Oh, just like him. What kind of paper is that in your book? It has a lot of texture to it. Well, it's quite thick. Let me make it small, I guess. It's quite thick. I imagine it's watercolor paper. Just an art journal. And what does it say? Art journal, watercolor paper. There you go. That's in English. In Netherlands, which is Dutch, it's Kunstboekje. 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 Aquarel papier. Aquarel, I don't know. Aquarel papier. French, it's art journal. Papier aquel, I don't know how to say that. DE, that's German. Kunstmap, aquarel papier. And PL, that's Polish. Artsy Diznik. And Czechoslovakian, Umleki Dinik. And Italian, Quaderno Creativo. And SK, what would that be? Swedish? No. I don't know. Umleki Dinik, which is almost the same as Czechoslovakian. And ES, Español, Diario Creativo, Papel para Acuarela. So it's watercolor paper. Now, if I could do watercolor, I could do something like that, but I can't. But in a way, it's nice that it's bumpy like that, because with pastels, you see, this is what happens when you don't look at what you're doing. You know, like if you look and make the line at the same time you're looking at it, you can make it proper. But if you're not looking, who knows? I was trying hard with this. I was looking, but those are the buildings back there. It's good to have them colored in. It looks more like it when I had the, once I put the lines on it. There's Oma Lily. It was so nice. Daniel got to talk to Oma Lily. He hasn't seen her in years. And he got to see her. I bet I could do watercolor, but I can't. I don't know. Because, of course I could. Of course you can do anything. You just have to figure out how, right? And with watercolor, you start with you leave spaces for the white. And in a way, I'm leaving spaces for the white with my pastels, too. With watercolor was my first love. I've painted many, many oil paintings with, not watercolor, oil paintings was my first love. I've painted many, many oil paintings. I was very good at it. You put on a layer, and then you put on another layer, and then you put on another layer, and finally the final thing is the foreground and the tree in the front, and you know, whatever's in the front, that's last. So you cover your paper with blue and you go down to the bottom. This is interesting here, you know, the sky is blue, but it's not reflecting blue, right? It's the water here is kind of green. Isn't that pretty with the ships out there, the tugboats and the barge? I don't think they're pulling that barge. I think he's on his own. I think he's turning to go into the wharf there, the harbor. There was an exit yesterday on the A20. Just saw a bird shadow fly over you. Oh, interesting. Neat. There were a whole bunch of magpies when I was down there getting my my stuff today. There was a whole bunch of magpies in a tree. It must have been 10 or 15 of them. They came in 1 or 2 at a time. I wanted so much to draw them in there, but the white, you know, how do you draw white on white? I guess you just leave it blank, although I do have white chalk. My grandfather used to paint, and he would paint, like if the water is different colors, like when it's flat, when there's a ship has gone by and it's really flat, you can see that there's like different shapes of green and white or silver and gray, different colors there. And he used to paint with different color brush strokes, different colors. So like a person's face would have all these little brush strokes of different colors, or buildings would. Let's see if you wanted to do that building there. See how you could make all those little brush strokes of different colors. But I would try very hard to do it properly. Hey, can you see where I was now? Is that where I was? You see, where are we here? So this is the empty field, isn't it? That's the empty lot? Or is that the wall? Oh, I know she's very blessed to live in this lovely place. Her second husband lived here when she married him. And that was 50 years ago, I guess. Yeah, I guess she divorced Willem's dad when he was in his early 20s, I think. And so she had known Ton for many, many years. I guess he's married to her brother-in-law, her sister-in-law. They were married. So he was already kind of in the family, and so she had known him forever. And so they got together, and this is where he lived. And I imagine they lived here for the view, you know, right beside the water. So what an expanse, you know? And yet it's an apartment, and so you have to pay rent every single month for your whole life. It's not like when you live in a house and you pay it off. But in Holland, you could never afford to buy a house. Many, many people live in apartments. Most of them live in apartments. And of course, since the pandemic, of course, houses have doubled in price. But I remember 25 years ago, my brother-in-law said that our 11 acres in Holland would have been worth $2 million. So if you wanted to be a farmer in Holland, it's best to go to Canada, where you could buy some land. It wouldn't cost you $1 million for a farm. Might now, I don't know. That back then it was about $1,000 an acre, so maybe $100,000. Our farm back then was $40,000. It wasn't a very good farm. It was kind of wet. I sit and watch the ships go by. La 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 la. She has this one daffodil down there, and I think the whole container should be up here on the table. And then I could smell it. Every time I sit here, I could smell the daffodil. But now I can't smell it at all. I never smell it. I have no idea if it smells good. Of course, I know it does, but I can't smell it. But look at how it's greening up down there. All those trees are... I can show you without the reflections. But that white building, that's the Chinese restaurant. And then beside the Chinese restaurant, you see there's this empty lot. And the trees on this side, between the trees and the restaurant, there's some bushes there. But you can see along the side of it. There's my finger. So over here, you can see that this is a ground. And I guess they left the wall of the building. When they took the building down, they left one wall there. Anyway, that's where I've been getting my vines from. The back of those buildings look very run down when you're over there. I guess that was all part of the same area complex. I know I'll have 2 springs. Isn't that neat? It's happened to me when I would go to Georgia. It would be spring there. I would have a beautiful spring, and spring would be over, and it would be hot in May. And I would go north, and there would be spring and the flowers in Virginia. It would be so beautiful. Have spring there, maybe not in May, in April maybe. And then I would come further north, and then spring wouldn't have happened there yet. And then in May, the beginning of May, the leaves would start to come out. So it's changing here every day. It's nice to look into the trees and see the birds and the bird nests. That'll all be hidden soon. Oh, there is a helicopter. Where is it? Wow, is that ever loud? You know, it reminds me of the war in the Ukraine, you know? This must be what it sounds like there. The booming of the... It's such a horrible thing that this silly man is doing. Such a horrible thing. But I guess you have to have the evil to know the good, right? It's like in all the bad guy shows. All the cop shows and everything. There's always the evil villain. And the evil villain. You have to have a nemesis. And Satan doesn't seem to have any problem finding a few. Oh well. So sad, so mean. It's just so horrible. And I look at these buildings that are bombed and think, what? What a thing to do. You know, you see these sort of things after a hurricane or a tornado, you know, and you expect that that's what it looks like after that because you see that all the time and you're used to it. But somebody drops a bomb on it. Well, you know, I got used to it with Vietnam and with Syria. You know, you see these images of all these, of the whole city is, what is the capital of Syria? You hurt your hand yesterday, but you forgot about it. Was reminded of it doing your hand exercises. Yes. Yes. I'm trying to get my, you know, when I bend my fingers, they all hurt. You know? If I don't use any muscles, if I just fiddle with them, they don't hurt. But when I try and make them strong and tense all the muscles, they're very tight and painful. But if I keep doing this, it's amazing how quickly you can get... Don't look, Ethel? Who's Ethel? Oh, the Chinese restaurant is there since 1980. Oh, you've been here. You know this place. Alex and Sandra. Are you from here? Smoke on the water, fire in the sky. It's so nice that you guys are here with me. I love it that I'm talking to people, real people are out here and I'm having a conversation. It's very impolite that I don't take time to listen to what you're saying. Mostly I don't notice. So I was going to make a little hot plate. That's what it's called, a hot plate. So I've already cut shall I show you? Maybe I'll put you right here beside this. And now I'll get out my little sticks. All these little sticks in here I cut already. Okay. And usually, when you do this... Oh, hi, Kirsten. Good afternoon. Oh, you live in Florida again with Sandra V. Well, isn't that lovely? I live in Canada. I'm just here for a visit. You are a lucky person. Did you grow up here? And hi, Kirsten. I'm still trying to decide if we're going to come and see you. I know I should talk to you about it. But it's 2.5 hours, and I'm not sure that I can do that. And it would be a lot to do 5 hours in a day, or 2 hours and 45 minutes, you know, 6-7 hours in a day. Hello. Oh, They landed right in front of me, but I'm sitting where they like to come. So usually you split these in half and put them in the middle. What did you say? We have a small vlog too. Well, I'll come and have a look at it. I'll have to write it down. Where's I have my book here? I'll write it on my hand. So what is it, Alex and Sandra's? Haha, they're hoping I'm building a nest. Alex, A-L-E-X, and Sandra's vlog. What else was there to that? Was there an and? It's an ampersand. Alex and Sandra's vlog. There, that's nice. So usually when you do this, you cut them and you insert some into the middle of the others, but I don't want it to be too tall. I want it to be flat. So I'm going to try something I don't usually try. I'm going to take some really skinny stuff. This is really skinny stuff. I was going to take some skinny stuff. Of course, I haven't taken all the bumps off it yet. Well, let's just see what we can do with it. Maybe the bumps will be helpful. So what if so Alex, this is from beside the Chinese restaurant there. I gathered all of these. So what if I could do this? I could put it like this, but you see, you really need to make them bend it. So you want it to lay flat. And then I could come around here and do the opposite. Quite, you know, people have learned to do basketry over the centuries and they've found the right way. And if you choose to do it a different way, it's not going to work properly. Wait a minute, this is going to be wrong because there's two going the same way. Maybe I'll just start with, hello. Hello. If I put some in my hand, will you come and sit on my hand and eat it? Will you? Wouldn't that be fun to hold it in my hand and have him eat from my hand? There's little bits here on the floor that fall down, and he comes and walks. Oh, he's on the floor over there now getting it. So I don't really know how to do this the wrong way. Maybe I should try and do it the right way. And with maybe it'll work. Maybe it'll work. Let's just try that. Hello. Hello. All right, so we'll take 3 and we'll take 4. We'll take 5. And we'll put them, we'll see if this works. See if we can split them. So you split it, and then you open it up, and into the opening you put the other ones. One, two, 3. And then you split this one. You do the same thing. Put it right in the center of it. but you don't want it to crack. Not very centered here. One, two, three. Okay, so there you go. So you get your 6 of them in there. This is too narrow. You want them centered, and you're going to end up bending them out, so they're all going to end up being in a circle. Let's get another one. I need a fat one. Well, let's try splitting this. It doesn't look very fat, but we'll see. I do it right in the very center. Oh, you know what I discovered yesterday? Quark. Have you heard of quark? It's like, it's made from, I don't know what all kinds there are, but we had some that is made from soybeans. So you want these to bend. Some go one way. They're gonna bend one way, and the others are gonna bend the other way. Maybe that's gonna bend that way. So I'll put these on going this way, and I'll turn this one over. So those go like that, and these can go, this is gonna go here. So then when you bend it a little bit, we're here until Friday. We've been here, it'll be 17 days by the time we go back to Canada. Alex. So do you have a garden spot? Oh, Quark out of Star Trek. Yes, or CBC Radio has Quirks and Quarks. CBC is Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Quirks and Quarks. Anyway, it's really nice. It's like yogurt, only it's made from, oh, this is going to be perfect. I don't know why I don't trust these things, you know? Okay, let's see if we can just do it like this. So then the way you start, actually the best thing to do is you bend it in half. Okay, and then you go around all of them like so, and then you're going to always twist them the same way. So you twist them that way, okay? And then the same thing here. The top is always going to go on the bottom, and the bottom is always going to go on the top. So you're always crossing them. Okay, so you go around the first time like so, and then if you can tighten them up, that would be perfect. As tight as you can get them, that makes a difference. And then you keep going around. You're going to do this 2 times. Can you see how that's working? So you always want them to be like, if that one is coming from this direction, then you have one in between the next one coming from that direction. You see how that works? So you're always crossing them, which is kind of a problem for your 2 vines here. And keep it nice and snug. Okay, so you've gone around twice now. So now you open them up. You pull this one up. You come in with this one, and you go right down as tightly as you can, and you go down with that one. Tight, tight, tight. You do this one. That one is coming, go back that way, and then this one is going to go on. No, it goes, this has got to come under here, otherwise you're going to have 2 going the same direction. But you don't want to make it bend your pieces out, so you have to make sure that your vine is doing the bending around the stakes. You see? You don't want them to, you want them to be on the same plane. So this goes that way and this comes this way. Then we bend that one out. That continues to come this way. And then this one goes that way. So that you're always alternating and you pull it nice and tightly. Then you move this one out. This is wisteria, in case anybody was curious. And that is, oops, I broke it. I'm not going to fix it because I'm not going to care so much. Uh-oh, this should have been, I will fix it. This one should have gone down first, and then this one should have gone over and come back. And sorry, I get my fingers in there. And then twist these around again. So this one is going to go on top of that one. Okay, and this is gonna, and then it comes back around, it goes, it does two things, you know. So this one is going to go that way, but then it has to come back also. No, it can't come back yet. Now it comes back. You're always alternating them. And this bends out. And so this one goes in first. And then this one comes on top. And then we bend this one out. This is on top, so this one goes in first. And then this one comes in. And keep everything flat. Okay, and then we go around again. And this is on the top, so this is going to go first and be on the bottom. And that is going to go out, and this is going to come deep into that spot. And hold it tightly, open this one out. And the one on the top is going to be the one on the bottom. And then the one on the bottom is going to be the one on the top. And here again, this is the bottom. That's going to be the top. So now you go around and come back. The other one goes around and comes back. This one goes around and comes back, keeping everything flat. This one goes around and comes back, and then that one goes around and comes back, and this one goes around and comes back, and keep them tight, 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 tight. Here they are again. Around, this one goes down and comes back. This one goes down and comes back. This one goes down and comes back. This one goes. Goes down and comes back. And you're holding it with your thumb. Goes down and comes back. Goes down and comes back. And down and comes back. And it's important that you don't just, you can't just wrap it around, because it's not going to work. You have to actually pull it all the way down and hold it and then come back. You can't just wrap it around a few and then push it into place. It won't work. You can try it, but it's not going to be a good product. You're not going to like the result. Down and come back. Go down, hold it, and oops, another break. Come back. Down and come back. down and come back. Of course, now this one is getting thinner and that one's getting thicker. Go down and come back. Go down and come back. So this is for making a base of a basket, or for making just a, you can just use the flat base for a hot plate. And wisteria works so well because it is so bendable. Keep it on one thin, one plane, make sure it stays. Down and come back, go down and come back, down and come back, down and come back, down and come back. This is really turning out lovely. Lovely-a-lee. Down, down, and come back. You can't just wrap it around. It doesn't work. You have to go down and come back. Down. Have another crack now. Come back. Down and come back. Down and come back. Down and come back. See what a good product it is? Down and come back. It'd be even better if I didn't break them, but I didn't take the bumps off at this time because you're not really going to be carrying it around, and it's not going to be bumping into your body and hooking on things. It's just going to sit on the table and be for your hot plate. So the reason that you have two is because you made a loop at the very beginning. And that's important that you do that. Okay, now I'm running out of this one, so I'll get another one that's thin. So whatever, if you're thick or thin when you end, you add that same kind, right? This is a very bumpy one. I don't remember wisteria being so bumpy when I harvested it in Georgia. I don't know why. Maybe it's a different variety of wisteria that's in Holland. I'm so glad that I could do this. You know, I just love making baskets, and it's such a wonderful thing to, I feel so grounded, you know. Let me see what you just said. Okay, Nancy, see you again. I hope you like Holland and Vlaardingen. Yes, I do, and I'm learning Dutch. Now, I suppose is your blog in, is it in Dutch, of course? I will have to go there and see if I can learn Dutch better by listening to you. Thank you. Do you do live ones as well? We'll have to see. I'll just have to go and find out all about it. Okay, so I'm gonna, no English and Dutch. Oh, both. English and Dutch? Okay, so I'm gonna put them together now. The new one and the old one, and just lay it on top. Actually, this one should be moved to the side, and this one should go between the old one and the post. Okay? And then you bring it in. Bring them both in if you like. And go down. And we'll continue on. Out and back. Well, that was nice meeting Alex, who lives here in Vlaardingen. Somebody else was on the other day and commented about, he lives in Vlaardingen too. He's on the edge of the town, and he had just bicycled past past Hoogvliet. This is the grocery store. Oh, here comes the helicopter. We really don't realize how blessed we are to be at peace, you know, because peace can certainly be taken from the earth in one day. All that has to happen is one item land from some country that feels like doing that. and suddenly we're at war. You know, every war just started with one item. You know, like, what was it called? Are you there? Have all these things coming in on the top. It's getting a little thicker here now. And this one is thickening up a little bit, but it'll take a long time before they're both there. But see, it's kind of nice, eh? I'll have to see, make sure this doesn't scratch the table with these little bits that stick out. And if so, if it does seem to be too scratchy, I'll have to take them all off next time. And give this to the birds to play with. Alright, so there we have another one. So I could cut this probably. I don't know how many times around this is going to go. Or I'll just get another one. Here we go. So in this one, I'll do the same thing, but I will not. This is quite scratchy. This time I'll start with the thick one with the thick one. I think. Is that what I do? Yes, because it was an end of a thick one, right? So I'll start again with the same width. So here again, this, I'm going to put it in, I'll back it up, and I'll open that little hole there, and I'll stick it in the hole where it came from. Okay? And then I'll carry on with the new one. We just keep going round and round doing the same thing, making sure that it stays flat. Some of these are a little bit pokey. I kind of think I'm going to be regretting not taking them off. Oh, the sun is out and it's getting hot on my black pants. Yes. It was only 1 degree this morning. I went down there and collected these, and then it started to snow. It looked very dark and it was very windy and cold. Cut off these pieces. When you cut them off, make sure to leave enough there that it's not going to sprung on you. You really need a very sharp thing to get them off, or else you're left with little bits. Sit and watch the ships go by. I made a couple of videos earlier when I went and harvested this again. Those are uploading now. They're from my other camera. So this is actually a perfect base for a basket. It's very nice, actually. It's a wonderful medium. So much better than anything else. Willow or anything. But we don't have wisteria where I live. We have grapevines, but you can't do this with grapevines. Not at all. Now it's not as important anymore to go down in between the holes because it's pretty smooth. You know, it's wide between them. So did I tell you I'm gonna try and felt a sweater when I get home? Wouldn't that be fun? I think it would be just lovely. Is this called a trivet? Low battery, so I guess this is a time limited thing. And now they're both seem to be about equal. Now you don't want to go all the way to the very edge because then they could slip off. And now you can see that what happens when they're not exactly in the middle. Isn't that great though? I think this looks pretty good. Okay, and when you get to the end, you can turn it, can bend it, and then stick it right down. You might want to cut the end off. Never works with these. I don't know why I try. That makes a huge mess, doesn't it? Okay, let's see if we can do this. We'll put it in here and we'll poke it down in here. So there it is. So that one is finished. I'm so glad Daniel got to talk to his grandmother. Excuse me. Okay, and so we'll do the same here. We'll bend it and we'll stick it right down in as far as we can. And there it is. Clip off this bit. And maybe now I could take the knife and just cut off the ones that are sticking up, like that one, wherever I feel that they're pumping up, because many of them are going to be hidden. So that's it, a trivet or a hot plate. Pretty cool, eh? Nah, have to do it properly. Okay, so that's one. I was going to make one for my sister-in-law and one for my mother-in-law. There's a bird up there. Okay then, well this has been fun. So the fire in the sky is pretty much gone. Let's see what we've got here. It's very bright out here now. Nancy, very cool, thanks. You're welcome. Let's go back up and see what you have said. I'll have to go get the knife also. Smells good. Oops, okay. I'll plug you up in here for a second. Let's see what you just said. Okay. No English and Dutch. I don't know what that means. No, it's English and Dutch, or maybe no English and Dutch. I don't know what that meant. Did we see you pack that sweater? No, it's not mine. It's Lily's. You are so observant, Helen. She brought a whole bunch of them up from her storage unit that she doesn't wear. And so I am the happy recipient of them. I'm not going to take them home because you never know, we might come back and need them here again. And where did those things go? Okay. Very nice. Wouldn't you be able to cut off the ones that stick out after it's done? Precisely, the pokey parts. We have paper mills, and I always called them cloud makers because of the white puffy smoke. Bless your heart, I never thought of it. Yes, the sun is coming up for me, and outdoors is calling. Haha. I think there is a top and a bottom to pruners. Yes, Nancy, very cool, thanks. Just be chatterbox that I am. I love you guys. Thank you, Ellen. That was fun, wasn't it? I'm glad we did that. So I made one, so I'll go back and I'll make another one, and I would also like to make another beautiful basket. Okay, so I'm going to go do those things. So enjoy the outdoors this morning, and I'm not sure who's here. Kirsten, are you still here? Alex and Sandra, he's gone, and Kirsten, the birds are hoping you'll build them a nest. So Kirsten, I want to know more about your music. I think that would be nice for Willem to meet you and discuss music with you. But I was thinking if we stayed overnight and then came back, and are there hotels around, and what are my possibilities, and what day of the week would be best for us to come? I'm kind of interested in this. It would be kind of fun to do a little excursion. Anyway, so I'll have to text you, Kirsten, and find out about that. Thank you all for coming. And you can do this at home. Results may and will differ. But as you learn more, things will change. Of course, maybe you already know a lot more than me, and yours are much better already. You know, these things are always possible. There's always one above the other, no matter what it is. In everything we do, somebody does it better than somebody else, but we're always learning. And so we're always changing positions, and it's fine to not know and then to know and teach others. Okay, well, I love you all. Thanks for being my friends and coming on holiday with us. And you're so polite. You're not making any noise or racket, anything. Yes, good day, evening, or night. Let's see, it's 2:15 in the afternoon. For breakfast, I had some quinoa. You can buy it here packaged with already cooked quinoa with olives and avocado and tomato. I cut them all up together, and hummus. So it was very much like the little thing I do before. Hi, DLN79. You're welcome. Thank you for being here. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope I see you again. Okay, ta-ta. Keep your stick on the ice.